Hey guys, so today I'm here to talk about Far Cry Primal. Far Cry Primal just came out a couple days ago. I don't know, it's been everywhere. And Far Cry Primal actually really excites me for Far Cry 5, and that's what I'm here to talk about today. So as you guys probably know from my previous video, if you watched it, that I have fallen in love with Far Cry 4. The open world gameplay, the free roam, the ability to co-op and single player offline. It's just been a nice breath of fresh air from the competitive multiplayer that I've fallen into. I will get back to Battlefront, and I will make more videos about that. But for now, I am having fun with Far Cry. Um, but we're not talking about Far Cry 4 today. We're talking about Far Cry Primal, and we're talking about Far Cry 5, whatever that will be. So the Far Cry franchise has no reason to stop making games. Really, they're going to make a Far Cry 5 or something likely Far Cry 5 after. We know they're going to. Um, but I'm here to talk about why aspects of Far Cry Primal's gameplay mean that there will likely be greater things, at least in my mind, for Far Cry 5. Okay, what am I talking about? So Far Cry is obviously it's a big series. They're gonna make a Far Cry 5, but between Far Cry 3, Blood Dragon, and 4, there was a lot of reused content, I suppose. Not as much for Blood Dragon, but for 3 and 5. 3 and 4, Far Cry 3 and 4. A lot of the guns were the same, reused. The helicopters, some of the animal like skins, and also I believe the games also use the same engine. So it's a lot of the same stuff. A lot of people that I've looked, not that I've looked at, but like on Reddit and stuff, a lot of people believe that they released Far Cry 4 when they did because instead of waiting more, was because they wanted to put out a game for next gen to like get a foothold in, which I completely agree with. It's a good strategy. You have to do it. You got to get a foothold in the next gen or now current generation audience. I actually was thinking about that the other day. Is that I find it very hard to believe next gen consoles came out in 2013. Let me actually check that right now. When did PS4 come out? I'm pretty sure it's 2013. Yeah, 2013. Oh, pop filter moving. Sorry about that. That's actually quite a while ago, and Far Cry 4 released about a year later, November 2014. So they waited some time, and now 2015 we had no Far Cry game, and now 2016 in March we have Far Cry Primal. If you're not familiar with Far Cry Primal, it's a Far Cry game. It feels the same. I haven't played it, but I've seen gameplay. You can tell from the way it looks. My friend has researched it because he was thinking about getting it. Um, Except it's in like 10,000 BC. There's no guns. There's like spears. You can tame animals. When I first saw the game, I was between getting Far Cry Primal and Far Cry 4. What tipped me off to Far Cry 4 was because I like guns, C4, the wingsuit, all that cool stuff. You just don't have that in an older game. Well, not an older game, but like an older setting of a game. And when I was looking into a lot of the guns, the reload animations, YouTube videos, and comments, I had discovered that a lot of the stuff between Far Cry 3 and 4 was copied. However, Far Cry Primal is set in 10,000 BC. There are no gun models. There is no C4. There are no helicopters. The engine is the same. But there's also no big structures. There are no big fortresses. There's no need to create new assets or new big assets like that for this game, which I like a lot. Because it's going to be mostly terrain like that, this means that this gives them time to come up with their next title. The Far Cries have released within a year between them historically. Not a year, but they don't release every year. They're not like Call of Duty, which is good also. And this is what I'm really trying to get into the meat of the video here, is that because they didn't create all new stuff for Far Cry Primal, in my mind, this to me says they're going to create all that new stuff for their next game. And if it doesn't come out next year, which I think it actually might, that wouldn't surprise me, because Far Cry Primal kind of seems like a shoehorn in. It doesn't seem like a cash grab. It does, yes, I'll give it that, because all games pretty much are, but it seems like kind of just to keep the Far Cry title, to give it publicity, I suppose, to keep it in the spotlight, because I do think that this next game, likely releasing 2016, November, probably that's when I would expect it to come out, is going to be a new engine, and they're going to have a ton of new models and stuff for all their guns, which I am extremely excited for. Um, I think that new buildings too. They changed the buildings from Far Cry 3 to 4, but I just think that this will give them a lot of time to kind of really upgrade it if they have the cash from Far Cry Primal with minimal effort, considering most of the new stuff is going to be primeval villages, landscape generation. That's not too complicated. I say that I'm not a game developer, but it seems like they've been able to do that in each of their games. And the new assets for the animals, like the mammoth and stuff, which is new content, but compared to making a whole new, compared to making Far Cry 4 and having to redo like all the buildings from Far Cry 3, and the making a new like generator for the landscape with all new plants and how they're gonna shape the terrain. I think that that's gonna take a lot less time, and I think that Far Cry 5 for this reason really is going to be a much better game. I think that they're gonna have new assets, new guns, new location. Well, they're always gonna have a new location. I'm really excited for that, and it's gonna run a lot smoother. Far Cry 4 already looks amazing. Far Cry 5 will likely look even better. In total, I am extremely excited for Far Cry 5. Far Cry Primal, I think, it's what a company has to do. A company is there to make money. They have to play their employees and the game devs, and I think that if this is what we're gonna get, I guarantee it will be a solid game. It's not gonna get bad ratings in any method. IGN 8 out of 8, great mate. Would play again. Please rate. I think it'll be it's looking good. I'm really actually excited to kind of broaden out the video here for this upcoming. Well, I don't know what you call it, like this next kind of big year thing. We have Destiny 2 coming out this fall, or this end of the year, I guess. I don't really know what you'd call it. Yeah, in the second part of the year, you have Destiny 2, Battlefield 5, COD 2016, whatever that is, which I actually am excited for. I think a boots on the ground kind of modern military, I think that'd be just kind of cool. And then what else is there? I think that's everything big. I'm trying to think. Far Cry, that'll likely come out next year. They wouldn't release another one this year. That seemed like they're becoming Call of Duty. Assassin's Creed, I'm not sure when Syndicate came out. I believe it was last year. I hope they're going to wait another year to really make a good game. Black Flag was a great game. But that's pretty much everything I'm excited for. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to Far Cry 5, and it'll be a great game. If you like what I'm doing here, subscribe, like the video, comment. It'll be like my second comment. I don't know, why not? Subscribe, man. And I will see you guys on the flippity flip.